Hey guys, my name is Ben. We're switching PCs, and today we're going to install these fans into this PC. So recently, me and my wife both upgraded our gaming PCs. These are both running on 3900X AMD CPUs with 5700 XTs video cards, and we recently just upgraded to full hardline tubing. Water cooling open loops. I ran both of these with mostly EK parts. They are EK radiators, EK blocks, and as well as the reservoir and pump combo from EK. We were running them on what you can see back here is Cooler Master fans that we had previously in our builds. Unfortunately, the radiators being thicker, I feel like they're struggling a little bit. They are having to work a little bit harder, so I'm hoping that these EK Vardar X3M fans will replace them and actually make it quieter while keeping up the performance or possibly even improving it. So let's get to it. So these EK fans are still fully D-RGB fans. Or ARGB, like depending on which company you go with, they're going to call it different things. You can control them with your motherboard, obviously, if you have a ARGB or DRGB port, or you can have your own controller. In my case, I'm actually running the Aqua Computer Octo. This is what I've been running since we switched over to water cooling. I love that controller, especially for the price that it is. Aqua Computer has a great software for your fan control and RGB called Aqua Suite. It is actually very, very simple to use and works great. I mean, it's probably one of the best softwares I've used as far as that goes. So I mean, it's nice. Also the nice thing is I'm able to run all of my fans and all my RGB directly to the controller straight through one USB port. I don't have to have anything else plugged into the motherboard, which saves some space, makes it a little bit cleaner. So here's one of the fans. I'm going to switch to the top-down view camera just so you can kind of take a look at it. So these fans from EK are static pressure fans. They are rated, I don't remember the exact now, however they will go 500 to 2200 RPMs. They are, let's see, they draw 2.16 watts, which is not a whole lot. You can run them anywhere from 25% all the way to 100%. So currently I'm running some of my fans lower than that. Keep in mind, I'm not switching the 3 exhaust fans simply because I cannot run the pump mount on these fans because of these corners. So that is not something I'm going to do. One big benefit compared to my current fans is they are, you can daisy chain these as far as the RGB goes, whereas I can't do that right now, so this should save me some space on the cable management on the back of the case as well. I do not remember the exact pressure. It is actually over here. Look at that. Static pressure is 2.75 millimeter H2O or 27 PA. And they move 67 CFMs or 113 cubic meters per hour, which is it's high, which is good, but it's a static pressure fan. I don't know how much these little teeth help or any of that, but yeah, these are the fans. The bump-ons are actually like solid rubber, which is pretty nice compared to a lot of the fans that I've seen in the past. Like when I take some of these Cooler Master ones off, I'll put them side by side, and you can see like this is the whole side is a big piece of rubber compared to the Cooler Master, which is just an insert type of thing, I guess would be the best way to put it. So yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited to try these and see what happens. So I'm going to move the computer over, put these fans behind me, and I have 12 of them because we're currently each running 9 fans. A lot of it originally was because first started these builds, we had the current CPU and GPUs in, except upgraded to a Liquid Devil, but we were running them in mainly O11 Dynamics. Unfortunately, I wanted more space in there when we built the water cooling loops, so we went with the O11 Dynamic XL, which is quite a bit bigger. It gives us more space. But we have two of these builds, so I have 12 fans here. Like I said, I'm not replacing the side fans. I'm only replacing the top and bottom fans. I am going to switch them to intake on both of them since my side fans are exhaust. Hopefully I get a little bit better temperatures out of that, but we'll see. But let me pick this up. Hopefully without pulling it back because it is heavy. And there it is. Alright. So I'm going to turn it so you can kind of see what I'm working with here. Alright, so this is the O11 Dynamic. What I have done is my water loop goes from the reservoir down straight to this right bottom radiator, comes back up to the GPU. I know there's not that much of a difference in loop order, I understand that, but it's partially for aesthetics, but also because of just, in my mind, it should work better. From the GPU I'm going to the top radiator, back down to the CPU, back down to the pump. So I'm replacing these fans and these fans. I'm also going to swap these. Right now they're on exhaust, just because previously when it was air cooled I was running straight from the bottom all the way to the top, but I think it would make more sense to have it in as an intake and change the rear fans to exhaust, so I'm going to do that. So first things first, I'm going to take the back panel off. My cable management and this one was kind of a mess. I also never secured the octo controller because I didn't know if I was going to keep it in there yet, but you'll have to excuse that. It's not the worst as far as the cable management goes, but I've done much better jobs than that. I'm going to lay this down and work on it from the top down. And there was an air bubble. It's alright. So, because I don't want to take apart my water loop, my open loop, I am going to be using my iFixit kit, and I'm hoping that this little bit right here will let me get in there and get all those screws out. Some of them I kind of tucked away in corners, so here's hoping. But I'm going to start with the bottom fans and then work my way back up. I am going to try and do that comparison of the fan. So here's the Cooler Master fan, and here's the EK fan. So first thing you'll notice is the EK fan has fins are more angled compared to the Cooler Master fan, but also it's got a bigger hub. So I don't know if that's just because of the lighting or if it's the actual motor, but the main thing that I like to point out is this. From the side, it's probably what's going to be the most noticeable. These rubber corners on the EK fan compared to the one on the Cooler Master fan, these are just inserts. They squish. They're actually pretty hard to the touch, whereas the EK fans are just up to here is plastic. The rest of it, this is rubber. Like it flexes. You can see it flex. You can actually get different color ones. I'm fine with black because in this specific computer I'm running all RGB for my lighting, which is why I frosted my table, because it picks up the lights. But in the computer for the streaming room, because I do plan on streaming, I'm gonna be using something with color on it instead. Also trying to run silent fans. I don't know if you guys can hear the computer right now. It is air cooled. That doesn't help, but yeah, it's still just there. But either way, take this off. We'll take the rest of the fans out and see you guys on the other side. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is I need to actually change the orientation of this, because I can't just mount them like this because of the way this is. So it looks like it's very simple. All I'm going to do is there's screws, well, bolts and nuts, right? Just like most things. So hopefully this is the same one, same size, yep, as the one that actually goes in. So my first one is not wanting to come out. That's already a good start. I can feel it spinning, so maybe if I squeeze it, yeah. Okay, so if it does that to you, just squeeze the side of the rubber bump on that you're trying to swap, and it should stop it from moving. So all I'm going to do is, it was like this, I'm going to flip it around, put it back on, put the screw back in. Drop the screwdriver. That's part of the process. It's I'm sure if there's instructions for these fans, it's in there. Drop screwdriver on fan. Make for better cooling. Here it goes. So then we're just gonna flip this around. Flip all three of them that I have left around. These are really well designed. They're snug enough without, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but they're, seems like good quality. EK stuff, I know they're known for it, but you know, not everything they make though is great. Unfortunately, before I had the Echo Computer Octo, attempted to run my fan controller, attempted to run the EK Loop Connect, which I still have over here as a fan controller. That thing was terrible. I ran into, I don't know, it was crazy because I'd done a little bit of research on it, and it seemed good from the research I had done. It seemed like it was a good piece of hardware, good controller, had, you know, all the ports I needed, had the ability to run the voltage I need, and the amps. But in practice, once I actually got it, so what I did was, before I bought it, I was looking up controllers, and because I was ordering a lot of stuff from EK, I ran into that one and I googled it, and I, did a little bit of your typical Google research, right? Searched for the item and didn't see anything bad about it, so I went with it, right? When I first got it and I first built the loops, couldn't get the software to recognize the hardware, to recognize the controller. It just said that there was nothing connected, and that was that. So I Googled the error, which is, IT 101. Google the error if you don't know what it is. And this is how you flip the whole fan, by the way. But I'm gonna zoom back out. Alright, so we are done installing everything. Time to just turn it on and see if it's correct. Helps if I do this first. Got motherboard lights, which at least as I didn't plug anything crazy. There we go. So it appears that I flipped my cable 1 and cable 2 for sure. But I will say this is at 100% for the fans, and it is much quieter than the Cooler Master fans were. Let me plug in the monitor that's over there, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like when I change settings and all that. There's another profile I had saved I forgot about. But yeah, they're definitely, the whites are more white on it, I would say. On these EK fans, they're on the Cooler Master ones, I guess. It's kind of hard for me to see right now, and I want you guys to be able to see better, but I guess I'll do some B-rolls of it. The colors are definitely more vibrant on the EK fans, which is good because the pipes will pick up the color more. Now keep in mind the pipes look a lot more that way when I have these lights off. Hold on, as a matter of fact, let me try. Alright guys, so final thoughts on these fans. The EK Vardar X3M D-RGB, these right here, I like them. I mean, personally, again, it's personal opinion, I like what they offer as far as RGB goes. I don't like RGB in everything, but in this specific build I do. I like the way it looks. I like the way they diffuse the color. They do really well. As far as performance goes, I am getting more airflow, better temperatures at lower RPMs than I was with the Cooler Master Master Fan or MF ARGB 120 ARGB. Again, these were great. $65 for a pack of 3. Comes with a small controller that you can daisy chain if you've got the bigger controller box, whatever. They're good. They're good for what they do. In an airflow build, I would use them again. I'm actually going to reuse them in an airflow build that I have going on in this office for now. And by airflow, I mean air-cooled. But as far as custom open loop fan, I would not use these again over these, at least, for sure. Simply said, these were struggling with the thicker EK radiators, and these are not the thickest EK radiators. I know people who run radiators that are as tall as my radiator and fan. I'm not cooling that much stuff, so I'm not needing that much power. However, because I can run them at low RPM for the same cooling performance, I'm getting less noise. I like these a lot so far. I know I was saying earlier, I've got two profiles in my controller in the Aqua Suite software. One that's quieter than the other because it runs at low RPMs. My performance setup right now, which the fans are at 45% at the minimum, is quieter than these were down at 20% minimum, trying to stay around that. So, keep that in mind. Now, one thing I will say, my exhaust fans, which are still these, I can barely hear them. Could very well be just because they're not pushing air through a radiator or pulling air through a radiator, so I'm not getting that coil whine. But no, overall very happy with them. I've got you saw the B-roll shots of the actual colors and all that. Again, keep in mind a lot of the effects that you saw were from Aqua Suite, which is from the Octo controller by Aqua Computer that I'm using. But no matter whatever controller you use, they're gonna perform. I'm considering using the non-RGB version in the stream build when I finally go and water cool it, because that one will have 0 RGB. We'll have a little bit of white light just so I can see the inside of it, but it's a whole other build plan. I'll probably do it on stream. I'll have to stream from the gaming computer when I do it, but that one should be fun to do. Now, personally would recommend these. I paid $27.99 per fan. It's cheaper than the Corsair fans. Doesn't take the Corsair only Commander Pro and Node Control or whatever they're called. It's less expensive. To me, I feel like they're quieter, run better. They're made by a water cooling company. They're not. Corsair, don't get me wrong, Corsair now has Hydro X series, and they are into open loop things. However, that's not their primary thing, right? The fans that most people are running are not made for this. These are, again, static pressure fans, and they do that well. Would I use them in a air cool build? No, there's no point. But they're very good fans so far. I like them a lot. But yeah, I would definitely recommend them. I'll put a link to them in the description of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Now, as far as this channel goes, I know this is my very first video. The plan is to do a few tech and component reviews here and there. Probably not very many. It is mostly going to be PC builds, as well as custom keyboards. You may have seen earlier, I was using this keyboard. I built this. It's just it's not anything fancy. It's just a DZ60 PCB with a case from KBDfans.com, some Android PVT keycaps, and some box browns. But either way, I've got a few right now keyboard group buys that are coming in the next, it could be anywhere from a week to the next year, that I'll be building on stream as well, making videos about them. But that's the idea, is general computer and keyboard channel. Probably will have a serious emphasis on live stream builds here and on Twitch. So yeah, just look forward to chatting with people. If you have any questions or need anything, just let us know. And again, my name is Ben with Switching PCs. We'll see you guys next time.